Well, it's appropriate that on Super Bowl Sunday, we have a Super Missouri Valley Conference showdown here in the Windy City of Chicago. First place on the line between the Northern Iowa Panthers and last year's Sweet 16 darlings, the Ramblers of Loyola. We're less than 2 weeks away from the end of the Valley regular season. Northern Iowa holds a slim half-game lead on Loyola. Missouri State and Red Hot Bradley, they're in the hunt along with Drake, who's 8-5. Hi again, everybody. Clay Matvick alongside my buddy Kevin Lehman for a sellout here at Gentile Arena. What a great way to lead up to the Super Bowl today. The top two teams in the Valley squaring off and so much riding on it.
You've got a Northern Iowa team that's coming in red hot. They've won their last 5. They're 10-2 since the Christmas break. And you've got a Loyola team that is trying to build that at-large resume. They've got 18 wins. And they are trying to win their 4th Valley Championship in the last 5 years. Lenardi has them as his last 4 buys. And as Sister Jean says in her opening prayer, Clay, the Ramblers need to win this to get back on top of the Valley.
Hey, she knows the scouting report for sure. And Loyola, their scouting report says that they're going to have to shut down A.J. Green. He's averaging 21 points per game in league play. It won't be easy.
Well, A.J. Green had his fingerprints all over the Northern Iowa record book. And what he does is hits that long 3. He's going to be matched up against the reigning Defensive Player of the Year today with the Ramblers and Lucas Williamson. A.J. Green, mid-range jumper. He gets to the free throw line. That's where it really hurts you. This is going to be one of the better matchups we're going to see all season. Lucas Williamson and A.J. Green going head-to-head in Gentile Center.
Loyola wearing gray today. Northern Iowa in their road purples in front of this hostile crowd at Gentile. Rick Crawford, Tyler Kumpf, and Amy Bonner, the officiating crew. And we're underway, and the opening tip is controlled by the Ramblers, coming off that disappointing loss at Bradley on Wednesday. And they're going with a bigger lineup today. Tate Hall is going to get the start. And he's got it in the lane. Goes right inside to Chris Knight, the Dartmouth transfer, for the first 2.
Dribble penetration from that wing ball screen. The Ramblers get an easy 2 to start.
And just like that, A.J. Green makes his presence felt from the outside to take the lead for the Panthers.
Williamson gets hung up just a bit on that ball screen. A.J. Green makes him pay.
Marquise Kennedy again out, still battling some issues as you look at the starting lineup. And again, Tate Hall starting in his stead.
Drew Valentine said he went get a bigger lineup out here against this Northern Iowa team because they're going to switch a lot of these ball screens.
2 on their shot clock. Williamson, step back 3. And it bounces in. Boy, if it's going to be that kind of day for Loyola, look out.
Wow, big hoop by Lucas Williamson. He leads the Valley in 3-point percentage, has really improved his perimeter game.
The reigning MVC Player of the Week, believe it or not, got that award for the first time in his career. And here's the steal for Hall. A 2-on-1 break for the Ramblers. Hall keeps it himself and finishes.
Great decision by Tate Hall as A.J. Green did not commit defensively. Keep the ball and take it right to the rack. Tate Hall has played well against the Panthers his last 2 games.
The second-year freshman, Nate Heisey. He's been quiet offensively the last couple of games. That's a good sign for the Panthers.
He is the silent assassin for the Panthers, Nate Heisey. 6'4", can score inside and out.
First place on the line in the Missouri Valley Conference. A quick start to this one. The big Canadian, Ahir Ugwak, misses from 3.
And Ugwak's going to get matched some on A.J. Green.
Dunked down to Noah Carter, and it's blocked out of bounds by Chris Knight. How about this bounce that Williamson got moments ago?
The shot clock's running down, Clay. He makes something out of nothing, a fadeaway. Gets the house roll, Lucas Williamson. 27 the last game here in Gentile Arena for Lucas Williamson. His career high.
And Trey Burhow, he doesn't hit from range. Northern Iowa down a couple. 2.5 into this one.
Burhow's the guy that's feeling the senior urgency for the Panthers. They'll need a big game out of him today.
Norris at the point. He has been so good. He skips it across for Williamson. That time it doesn't go from 3. And here comes Heisey for Northern Iowa. And Green is bumped by Braden Norris. That's going to be our first foul of the game.
One of the concerns for Drew Valentine is the Northern Iowa Panthers' ability for 4 different players to take the ball off the glass and start the break. Makes their defensive transition difficult.
This was a Northern Iowa team, Kev, that was really relaxed at shoot-around today.
They really were, and I talked to Coach Jake. You talk about big picture. He says, yeah, with this team, they're so mature. I do. Because they also know what's at stake, Clay. Northern Iowa's not going to get a large bid. They have to get some momentum and win the Valley tournament. They're going to punch their ticket to the NCAA dance.
So Tate Hall picks up that foul. Here's Green again from 3, and he's got a couple of those now to start his afternoon.
They're giving him too much space. He doesn't need much, but those are 2 good looks for A.J. Green.
Ugwak missed from there earlier. This time he connects.
Greatly improves a 3-point shooter, Ugwak. That's only his 16th on the year. But you got to guard him at the line now.
Pickford, yes. The super senior.
Well, that's his 8th 3 of the season. Tywan Pickford. He is their defensive stopper. They like to put him on the point guard. Braden Norris forced that turnover.
Pickford attacks. And Braden Norris takes the charge. What a pace to this game here at Gentile. Northern Iowa with a 1-point lead on the road as we step aside.
Well, Green came in this game with 66 triples on the season. OB play. Williamson gets over late. Green splashes one through.
If you're a fan of the Missouri Valley, you've been dialed into this one for a long time. These teams have combined for the last 4 Valley regular season titles.
In 2020, both games ended in overtime. Northern Iowa won at their home court at McLeod. Loyola won here in the Gentile Arena in OT. This is going to be the same thing today, man.
Yeah,
this is going to be
come down to the
heavyweight
wire.
Boxing match.
So we've had 5 lead changes in the first 4 minutes. It's not doing Ben Jacobson's heart any good. We know that. He's got a younger coach on the other side that he's matching with today in Drew Valentine, the youngest coach in the country at 30. But these are the kind of matchups, Kev, that will age you, I'm telling you. Norris for Loyola skips it over to Williamson. How about this bounce he keeps getting?
He's got a house roll on 2 deep threes. Lucas Williamson shooting 46% in league play from the distance.
Austin Fife in the game now. He has been limited because of COVID, a bout with that earlier in the season, but makes an impact right away with his first 2.
They're getting about 10 to 12 minutes a game from Austin Fife, and he's been effective in those games.
Here, Ugwak, his second 3. This time from the right wing.
Hey, if you're going to leave me open, I'm going to knock it down.
Bowen Bourne is tripped by Jacob Hudson, his first foul.
It's been raining threes here in Rogers Park. Williamson gets one to slide through, then Ugwak from deep sets his feet. Nestles in the net.
Boy, Bourne is quick. Created a nice shot, but it didn't go down.
Didn't get the same role that Williamson has been getting.
The 6'10 sophomore Jacob Hudson finds Ugwak. Williamson ducks around the defense. Now Ugwak again. Wow! He is making a huge impact on this first half. He's got 9, all on three-pointers.
Ugwak is in the zone for the Ramblers.
There's Burhow. What an attack.
Ugwak goes down. Burhow turns the corner. Gets it right to the rim.
Norris wasting no time, misses badly. And it's a turnover to UNI.
Ugwak not knows a three-point shooter. Lucas Williamson finds his teammate. That is his 3rd triple of the game for Ugwak.
Ty Johnson checks into the game for Loyola. Very seldom used freshman for the Ramblers, as he is going to defend Bourne.
Give Norris a break. Williamson on Green.
Here's Austin Fife. Hudson, good defense. And Schwieger with the backside rebound for the Ramblers.
And each Schwieger, big score off the bench.
Down and out for Williamson. Loose ball. And it's going to stay on this end with Loyola. Lucas Williamson, a finalist for the Senior Class Award. You know, with Cameron Krutwig, the All-American, gone from this program now, Kevin, he has really become the face of the Loyola program, at least on the floor. Sister Jean is probably the face of this university.
He is the bell cow for this program, Lucas Williamson. And think about this, in his 4+ years at home, this Rambler team is 39-3 in league play.
Johnson tried to get it inside for Knight. Knight able to keep it. Schwieger got it to Knight. The turnaround strong. And the backside rebound by Carter. Carter yet to make a huge impact on this game, but he can in a hurry.
He's been on the perimeter. You need to get Carter some touches on the block. A lot of pressure by Loyola on the ball.
Titan Anderson, second-year freshman out of Eldridge, Iowa, in the game, as is Antoine Kimmons. Both teams going to their bench quite a bit here in the first half. Turnaround, Carter. What a defensive stand by Loyola.
Schwieger held Carter way off his sweet spot. That was a difficult turnaround contested jumper.
Schwieger hits from 3. The Ivy League transfer from Princeton, and we've got a timeout. As Loyola has built a 7-point lead. Joe Lenardi, our ESPN bracketologist, is going to talk the Valley when we come back. Not even 8 minutes into this game here at Gentile. Great start, 22-15. Loyola on top of Northern Iowa, who right now is in first place in the Missouri Valley Conference. As we bring in Joe Lenardi, our ESPN bracketologist, to talk about the Missouri Valley. And Joe, right now you have the Valley as a 2-bid league, and these are the 2 teams that you predict right now will get to the big dance.
And that's a factor of who's in it as at large. That would be Loyola at this point. And who is the AQ, the automatic qualifier, and that is UNI. They lead the league, of course, by a half a game at this point. If today's game goes the other way and Loyola defends its home court, the Panthers fall out of the lead, they fall out of the bracket, and then Loyola stays in as the AQ, opening up the at-large pool for another team, which at this point would be Memphis. So that is how flexible it is already, with 4 weeks from right now as we count down to Selection Sunday.
Well, Joe, let me ask you this. This Loyola team scheduled that game with San Francisco in Salt Lake City when they had a COVID cancellation. How important is that win on their resume against the San Francisco Dons?
It was an enormous opportunity for both teams, Kevin, and I suspect that it is one of 2 or 3 games that's keeping Loyola in the bracket as an at-large. Remember, if they have the AQ, it doesn't matter what their resume is. Then it's just a matter of seeding, and they've certainly got a little bit of run going right now against the Panthers, but an enormous game, and you see the Ramblers just ahead of the Dons on our seed list in large part because of that contest.
All right, Joe, we appreciate your time. You're the busiest man in show business this time of year, and thanks for spending some time with us to talk about the Missouri Valley.
You got it.
So a dunk for Ugwak. And off the turnover, Loyola goes back to work on this end, but they're going to turn it right back as Tate Hall takes too many steps. So after you heard that from Joe Lenardi, do you disagree with anything that he had to say about the Missouri Valley right now?
No, I'm with him on that. This is Loyola is trying to work up a resume to be an at-large bid should they not win the Valley tournament in St. Louis, which comes up in just 2.5 weeks, Clay. As a Northern Iowa team, they've got to punch their ticket in St. Louis.
Taiwan Pickford got in close, but missed it as Northern Iowa's got into a scoring drought.
Ugwak is having an out-of-body experience for the Ramblers. She has 11.
And a beautiful pass to Schwieger, all alone in the corner. It's an 8-0 run for Loyola.
7 of their 10 field goals for the Ramblers are 3 balls.
And that foul is going to go against Knight, and that's his first.
Ugwak has got 3 triples, but now he's an assist man. He kicks one out to Schwieger. The transfer from Princeton drains one from the right corner, rings the bell again for the Ramblers.
We were just talking this morning about his offensive numbers being down lately. Maybe he was feeling that bug in his ear.
Yeah, didn't play well at Missouri State. Schwieger did not score, came back with 9 in that loss at Bradley.
Here's Noah Carter for Northern Iowa, backing down the defense of Welch.
Loyola is one of the few teams in the Valley, Clay, that can have 3 postmen play, 15 fouls at that 5 spot.
Beautiful pass from Williamson, and it draws the foul from Carter over the back of Welch, who will go to the line. That's the first on Noah Carter. And just the second team foul on Northern Iowa as Welch, the 6'8" junior from Naperville, goes to the line. Well, our next ACC Big 12 Monday doubleheader. It's a good one, too. No love lost between these teams on Valentine's Day, Virginia and Virginia Tech. That's going to start at 7 Eastern. Then number 8, Kansas and Oklahoma State at Allen Fieldhouse. Both games on ESPN.
Virginia coming off that big win at Duke last week. They are not in Joe Lenardi's bracket as of today, the Cavaliers.
UNI desperately needs a good trip up the floor, but it's going to be an over and back.
Defensive pressure by the Ramblers is really bothering Northern Iowa. They cannot get any offensive rhythm.
This is a team that averages over 75 points per game in the league play, but this defense of Loyola is so salty. The last 4 years, among the best scoring defenses in the country.
As Drew Valentine said, we want to make A.J. Green feel uncomfortable today.
Beautiful backdoor pass. Williamson to Welch.
They started Chris Knight the 5 spot. They brought Hudson in, and then they went to Welch. Welch had 8 points at Missouri State. Big contribution to that win in Springfield.
The Ramblers are doubling up the Panthers. Green finally ends an 11-0 run.
Green just took out his do-it-yourself kit, took Williamson right to the rim.
Under 9 minutes to go in the opening half. It's been a half dominated by the Ramblers so far on their home floor. A tough place for opponents to win. Off the front iron there for Hall. Northern Iowa, the hottest team in the Valley, trying to get back on track, and they do there with a three from Trey Burhow, the savvy veteran. If he can get going, look out.
Burhow, the best three-point shooters in the Valley. That was a deep triple.
Burhow reaching in. They're going to say that was a foul on the floor. No continuation. First on Trey Burhow.
Ugwak back in the game. Ugwak already with 11 points. A rebound and an assist.
Ugwak tried to hand it off to Williamson, and then a foul. It's on Ugwak, his first. So UNI with the chance to get this back to a single-digit deficit.
To weather that big push, Ramblers came out on fire.
5 turnovers for Northern Iowa here in the first half, and there's number 6. Something a little bit off here the last few trips up the floor, and Ben Jacobson will try to iron that out with 7:53 to go here in the half.
Great contribution from the bench of the Ramblers as Welch punches one through. And Burhow answers with a deep three from the wing for the Panthers.
John Brickley and John Crispin back in the studio, checking on the Big Ten. Northwestern on the road today, taking on 13th ranked Illinois. Kofi Coburn.
Yeah, not many have an answer for this guy. His physicality, his strength. When they move the basketball to get the ball inside, it's just too easy. 19 and 15 for Kofi today.
And how about Purdue holding off Maryland 62-61, and then Iowa rolls to the victory with ease over Nebraska 98-75. Clay, Kevin, back to you guys.
All right, Brick, thank you very much. 7:53 to go here in the first half in this monumental matchup in the Valley late in the season. First place on the line. Loyola on a 17-7 run, Kevin. They've lost 3 of their last 7, but they can get back into first place with a win today.
6 turnovers from the Panthers have led to 9 points off those turnovers. That's been the difference in this game. Both teams have been red hot from distance. We're combined 11 of 17 on threes between the Panthers and the Ramblers. Ugwak trying to post up Bourne.
They double-teamed Ugwak momentarily. Skip pass to Schwieger. Still time on the shot clock. 5 to shoot. Norris. Oh, my. The threes keep falling for the Ramblers.
That is their 8th triple of the game. That's what they average per game. We got 7 minutes left in the half.
Braden Norris, the junior point guard, he led the Ramblers with 14 on Wednesday at Bradley. He is fun to watch.
They call him the pit bull. This kid is tough. He's the son of a coach. He knocked in 5 triples just in the overtime in their win against Valpo.
And this is a confident UNI defense. I mean, they really played well during the midweek game as that one spins out for Burhow. They got to figure out a way to slow down this Loyola offense.
Well, one of the ways you do it, Clay, you got to take the ball at the rim. Settle for a 3 there, a long 3 by Burhow. If you're the Panthers, let's get something going inside. They outscore opponents in their wins from the free throw line. Loyola's been playing defense without fouling.
Nice drop pass, Schwieger to Ugwak through the double team, and Ugwak will go to the free throw line. That's on Noah Carter, second on Carter. Carter, no points in this game. He's been on a tear, at least 15 in 10 of their 13 league games, but nothing to show for his efforts so far as that free throw misses the rim. Our ACC-SEC Super Tuesday doubleheader. It's a good one. It's 7 Eastern, number 7 Duke hosting Wake Forest at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Then Oscar Tshiebwe leading number 5 Kentucky against number 19 Tennessee. Both games on ESPN and the app. Did you see Tshiebwe against Florida?
He is big enough to block out the sun. 27 points, 18 rebounds. The best offensive rebounder in the country. Uguak should shoot his free throws from the three-point line today.
Yeah, really. He hasn't missed from out there, that's for sure.
Pan's been playing around the perimeter. They got to get something in the paint.
Well, and if they get Green going, he gets the mid-range jumper there, and Northern Iowa can climb back in quickly.
They got to make some stops at this defensive end. The Ramblers have had their way. They're getting the ball from what we call the second and third side. Great ball reversal by Loyola before the attack.
Schwieger, deep 3. This is a Northern Iowa defense that held Southern Illinois to just 44 points on Wednesday night. Salukis went almost 11 minutes without a field goal at one point. So this UNI defense can settle in and lock you down. Green on that fall away doesn't go. Offensive rebound, Pickford.
So
They'll reset.
Pickford does free. They don't guard him, so he's got a free rein to run in there. But a missed opportunity on the second chance.
Now Burhow may have got away with a reach-in foul there. Out of bounds, and Northern Iowa is going to have it as Schwieger kicked it away. Tate Hall's going to come back on the floor for the Ramblers. He got the start today.
And Loyola with Chris Knight in, back with their original 5 that started this game. Bowen Bourne in for the Panthers. Now, they like to use Bourne to take the ball handling off of Green.
Wow, that was from near midcourt for Green.
That was from the Loyola Chapel.
And another foul underneath. Cole Henry, who hasn't been seeing nearly the playing time that he saw earlier in the year. He picks up his first foul off the bench.
Noel Carter has 2 fouls. He is their 5-man. He had to go out, and they can only use Fife for limited minutes.
Chris Knight, and that's the reason he's been such a good fit for Loyola. He's as good as anybody around the rim in this conference.
Leads the Valley in field goal percentage. Chris Knight, the transfer from Dartmouth, has been sensational. The 4th game in the starting lineup for Chris Knight. He has answered.
UNI trying to make a run here before the end of the half. Bowen Bourne off the heel. Norris tracks it down and quickly into the hands of Williamson. He goes right around Green's hip. Nothing he can do about it.
Ben Jenkins has seen enough.
37-22. Loyola. Northern Iowa calls a timeout.
He is the reigning defensive player of the year, but he can score buckets for the Ramblers. Lucas Williamson with an easy 2.
E-Trade halftime report coming up. John Brickley and John Crispin here in the studio. We'll take a look at the state of the Big Ten as Purdue survives against Maryland. But what about this Ramblers offense shooting close to 70% and 8 3-pointers?
Look, Loyola, like most teams in the country, when they get out to an early rhythm, they shoot a higher percentage. So if you're Northern Iowa, you've got to be talking at halftime about how to disrupt the rhythm of the game.
Loyola Chicago has built up a 15-point lead. We will see you at the half for the E-Trade halftime report. Clay and Kevin, back out to you.
John and John, all right, we'll see in a little bit. 4:15 to go before the half. There is Ben Jacobson on the left, 4-time Valley Coach of the Year. Drew Valentine in his first year as head coach of the Ramblers, just 30 years old. He's got the perfect name for this time of year.
Drew Valentine, as an assistant, he's 6-2 in NCAA games.
It's pretty good. That's why he got this job.
He's doing a great job with them.
Now, he had to run the gauntlet. You know, he goes through the hiring process, but I think Sister Jean, didn't she have the last say on who they hired?
That was the final stamp of approval from Sister Jean. It couldn't come from much higher.
Williamson tried to get another pass off. Well defended there by Cole Henry. Here comes Northern Iowa. They're down by 15. Their shooting has really dried up.
Well, they've got nothing out of Noah Carter. He's on the bench. And he's averaging almost 18 a game in Valley play. He's on the bench with 2 fouls.
Oh, their southpaw Hall missed it short. Northern Iowa started the game 5 of 7. They are 4 for their last 15 from the field. Green over the top of Williamson. That is tough to do, especially because Lucas was in his face.
That was the matchup we were looking for today. The reigning defensive player of the year in Lucas Williamson. On the 2020 Larry Bird MVP, A.J. Green.
Those two guys are two of the best athletes in this league, rarely leave the floor, and that's the 3rd time in this half Williamson has got the benefit of the home court rim.
Well, I talked with him at shoot-around this morning. Pat Walsh, the assistant coach, said, Lucas Williamson wanted to work out 3 times a day this summer. He said, no, dude, only do it twice, you're going to burn out. But he was putting up 500 threes a day in the summer.
Pickford, no. Ugwak, the lob inside to Hudson. Nice adjustment for the big man, Jacob Hudson. The biggest lead now for the Ramblers as it swells to 18.
Drew Valentine just keeps running in a different 5-man. They've all been effective around the rim. Hudson, the sophomore, Chris Knight, the transfer, and Tom Welch, the soccer goalie. Oh, good job on Green, using his length.
Ugwak is going to be called for the foul. Got there a little late.
Well, the Ramblers have gotten a lot of mileage down low. There's Hudson. Great catch and finish.
Still 19 years old, basically a freshman because of the COVID year, but they have a lot of high hopes for number 22.
Drew Valentine called him a puppy. He's just a youngster. Soft hands, and he had 26 against Arizona State. Jacob Hudson.
That's the first point for Bowen Bourne. As you look at Drew Valentine taking over for Porter Mosier. He was his assistant for a long time, and Porter, of course, now at Oklahoma.
And Drew talked about his mentors that he had. GA for Tom Izzo. Played at Oakland for Greg Campy. One of the great coaches we don't know about. And then under Porter Mosier. Took a little bit from each of them, and also his dad, Carlton.
Well, Knight is winning that battle with Noah Carter when they do go head-to-head.
Well, not only Knight, but we've also seen Welch and Hudson be successful inside. It's a 3-headed monster at the 5 spot.
Green, another 3. He's got 3 of those here in the half. And they needed that one.
Loyola's got 11 points out of that 5 position from 3 different players. Noah Carter back in the game with 2 fouls for the Panthers.
From the wing. Yes! How about Keith Clemens off the bench?
The kid from Vincennes, another one of the 4 super seniors for the Ramblers.
Green answers with a 3 of his own.
Northern Iowa's threes, their shots are contested.
And timeout here with 33.8 seconds to go. It's a 3-point shooting contest here in the Windy City. First place in the Valley at stake. When you come into Gentile Arena, you're in for a fight. This Loyola bunch has won 36 of its last 37 games in this building. They lost a surprising game to Missouri State back on January 22nd. Ended a 30-game home win streak. Drew Valentine was beside himself. He immediately got on the phone to Porter.
Yeah, they had a long conversation. And him and Porter are tight. And that's one of the things he said. I said, when you slide over to be that head coach, what's the difference? He goes, I need like an hour after a game to unwind. As an assistant, we went and had a pizza and watched some film.
Williamson. No. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go in the half. Yes, that goes down for Trey Burhow. And so Northern Iowa only down a dozen as we go to half. Loyola only 3 behind their most three-pointers in a league game this year. They already have 10. Time now for the E-Trade halftime report. Let's go to the studio and John Brickley.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Welcome inside our college basketball studios for the E-Trade halftime report. John Brickley and John Crispin. What a first half we saw by Loyola Chicago, taking a 12-point lead on.
They're playing for first place at the Gentile Arena here in Chicago. Missouri Valley foes, Loyola and Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa in first place right now. They've won 5 in a row, but they're down a dozen, Kevin Lehman, because of some hot three-point shooting for the Ramblers.
The Ramblers have knocked in 10. They only averaged 9. And Ahir Ugwak, who was on the most improved team a year ago, he has hit 5 threes in a total of 12 Valley games. He's got 3 today, and he comes out of the clouds and punches that one through for the Ramblers. Ugwak with 11.
There you see the statistics from the first half. A.J. Green, an amazing first half, 18 points. He has 51% of Northern Iowa's total today. But just too many turnovers for the Panthers in the first half. We'll see if they can settle in here to an easy pace and get things turned around here as we're underway now in the second half from Chicago.
Saw that number on the screen. 12 points off turnovers for the Ramblers. Just a goose egg for the Panthers.
Noah Carter still without a point in this game as he misses that right-hand hook.
A.J. Green needs some help from his friends.
Boy, nice move as Carter was blown by Chris Knight.
Loyola has 13 points from that three-headed monster in the post. Knight, Hudson, and Welch.
A senior from Madison, Wisconsin now with 8. That's an offensive foul. Loyola turns it over.
Points in the paint have been huge for Loyola. Knight, he leads the Valley in field goal percentage, and that is why he gets it in tight to the rim. The Dartmouth transfer has been sensational.
That's the 3rd foul on Noah Carter. And he got into early foul trouble for Northern Iowa in the first half. It really affected that first 20 minutes. He's got 3 now, and you wonder how that's going to affect the way Ben Jacobson uses his rotation the rest of the way.
Now, Austin Fife has those issues from long-term COVID effects. He's been getting about 10, 11 minutes a game for the Panthers. And then you go to the redshirt freshman, Cole Henry. With Carter still in the game.
Carter staying physical as he bangs with Knight. 5 to shoot. Knight going right at Carter, and why not? Nice pass to Schwieger, and he lays it in on the reverse.
And an assist by Knight. Eyes on the side of his head.
Schwieger coming out of his scoring slump in recent weeks. Heisey gets his own miss.
Long shots, long rebounds.
Carter didn't follow his shot. Knight gets the easy track down.
Still a goose egg for Carter. League play now. Carter's averaging just under 18 a game for the Panthers. And Noah Carter has shot better in road games than home games.
He's going to stay on this end for Loyola with 9 to shoot.
Post by Knight. He gets it 12 feet out. eyes up, sees the cutter tape.
And there's Chris Knight scoring again. So he's in double figures. He averages 8. What an addition he's been. The 2 Ivy League transfers for Loyola have been outstanding.
Loyola's always done an outstanding job of vetting their transfers. Clayton Custer, Marcus Towns, both Larry Bird winners, transfers for the Ramblers. Goes back to Milton Doyle. Ugwak's a transfer. Tate Hull's a transfer.
Everybody getting a touch on that possession. And a second chance here for the Ramblers.
Ugwak keeps it alive. Those are the plays that win championships.
Loyola out rebounding UNI, and they're out shooting Northern Iowa. Norris, his second 3.
That is 11 triples for the Ramblers.
That's a foul on Norris. He doesn't like it, but he picks up his second.
Ball screen, Green goes underneath. Braden Norris clicks his heels and knocks one through.
Look at those numbers. 14 assists today, too, on the 22 field goals. Northern Iowa still without a field goal make here in the second half.
Everything has been contested by Loyola's defense.
That's going to be on Titan Anderson. Foul out high. That's the first on the second-year freshman. A lot of people have wondered throughout the course of this season why Titan Anderson doesn't get more playing time.
Well, he's their energy guy off the bench. Comes in, gets offensive rebounds, defender, the spark. Now he's locked onto Williamson.
Boy, everything going Loyola's way here to start the second half. Hudson now with his first basket of the second half as the southpaw. Bourne finally gets Northern Iowa on the scoreboard here in the second half. We get a timeout called by the Panthers, but they're down 20 as Loyola storms out of the doors here in the second half. Well, Northern Iowa came in here having lost 3 straight to Loyola. This is a flashback to the game here last year. You and I called that one, and we're seeing kind of this similar script play out.
Well, in that game, 26 points off turnovers by the Ramblers, just 6 for Northern Iowa. That's the same script as today. It's a lather, rinse, repeat. 14 points off turnovers for Loyola, just 0 for the Panthers in today's game.
Drew Valentine has to be happy with the way his team has come out at halftime. 5 of 6 shooting. They have yet to turn it over here in the second half. They've built a 20-point lead.
See, the Ramblers have won 11 of the last 13 in this series. The Panthers have not won in Gentile Center since 2017. But not many teams have, Clay.
No.
This has been the best home court in the Valley.
It's sold out today. Even with the Super Bowl coming up, people are saying, hey, this is a great way to get ready for kickoff. Come see this one. First place game in the Valley. Norris with 5 to shoot. Williamson contested. And Anderson will clear it for the Panthers. They need a lot of good possessions.
They need stops.
Nearly threw it away there.
They need a shot every trip. No turnovers.
Fife trying to manipulate Hudson, and he got it in with that left hand.
Fife with the spin cycle. Now we got to keep an eye on Austin Fife. How long can he go? How many minutes can he give the Panthers?
And now Northern Iowa is going to get it back. Austin Fife, he's got 4 in this game. Northern Iowa down 18 with 15:01 to go. Back in a moment. The Loyola Ramblers trying to get back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for the first time since 1963 and 64. Of course, the 63 team won it all. That was the game of change year and then ended up winning the national championship. And with it being Black History Month, it's so important to remember that great team.
And the Loyola Project is part of that. That is the documentary film that Lucas Williamson was involved in. He was a narrator and co-writer of that, and it documents that 1963 team led by the great Jerry Harkness, All-American, coached by George Iron, where they had 4 black starters. And Mississippi State had to sneak out of the state of Mississippi in the middle of the night to play that Rambler team.
And for more storytelling, stream the Black History Always collection on ESPN+. As Austin Fife dumps 2 more in for Northern Iowa.
Carter on the bench with 3. A lot of ground to make up for the Panthers.
You were talking about Jerry Harkness. He passed away in August. They honored his wife, Sarah. She's here today. They had her come out to center court at halftime.
That's right, and that famous handshake in that game of change with Joe Dan Gold of Mississippi State.
Well, that rolls down as Northern Iowa is starting to come back a little bit. It's a 10-0 run as Bowen Bourne knocks one home.
When you got down to 13, you want to get to single digits for that next television timeout.
Williamson, mid-range, you bet. There's the veteran stopping the run cold.
Came off that staggered curl screen right in the middle of the lane. Panther defender got hooked and was chasing. And we saw Drew Valentine. He talked about that play, how much that was going to work based on what the Panthers did defensively.
Williamson and Green going at it. Nice pass, Williamson. Knight can't finish in close. Got his own miss and one. Great effort from Chris Knight around the basket.
This is an ISO play for Lucas Williamson. And Fife comes over to help Williamson. Great vision. And Knight with the second effort. A chance for a 3-point play for Chris Knight.
Bourne picks up his first foul, and Chris Knight, a 70% foul shooter, will step up. Boy, we have enjoyed watching his contributions to this team this year. And you got to really tip your hat to Drew Valentine and the recruiting process to get Schwieger and Knight into the program.
They committed in December before those 4 super seniors made a decision to come back. And when they said, hey, we're coming back, Williamson, Hall, Clemens, they said, Coach, we're all in. We're still coming. We're really part of this culture that you have at Loyola.
Norris hits from 3 again. That's his 3rd triple after the Fife basket. And now it's 65-47 Loyola.
And the 12th 3-pointer for the Ramblers.
Their season high in a Valley game is 13. Ten to shoot.
Norris trying to go to the top of the screens.
Green off. Didn't get the rim.
And Drew Valentine said, we will make A.J. Green work for every shot.
You can't leave him that open. Good night.
Transition basketball. The Panthers did not get matched up.
16 points for Lucas Williamson. Bourne off balance, no good. Catch and shoot.
The ultimate heat check by Williamson.
Well,
that was right. We could have reached out and touched him.
No kidding. Lucas Williamson feeling 10 feet tall and bulletproof right now. 68-47, Loyola in command.
And it's come from everywhere, from Norse, from Ugwak, from Williamson. They built up a 21-point lead for the Ramblers.
Those cute kids ready to watch the NBA on Wednesday. A doubleheader on ESPN. The Nets and Knicks squaring off at 7:30 Eastern. Then it's our West Coast primetime game with Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz taking on LeBron and company. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. So Loyola came into this game, Kevin Lehman, having lost 3 of their last 7. But they're playing well today, and with a win, they will move ahead of Northern Iowa back into first place in the Missouri Valley with less than 2 weeks to play in the regular season.
And they've got to meet up with this Northern Iowa team the last game of the season in Cedar Falls.
Yeah.
But prior to that, they're at Valpo. Drake comes in at Illinois State and also Evansville.
Green is able to track it down in the backcourt. Loyola has shut him down here in the second half. He had 18 points in the first half. Nothing here since halftime.
The Ugwak on Green on this possession.
Williamson able to save it in the corner. And T.Y.'s got it.
Active hands. The turnovers have been the crutch for Northern Iowa. Achilles heel.
Hall got the left hand. And the field goal shooting has been outstanding from the start. Over 65% for the Ramblers today, as T.Y. Johnson is called for that personal.
Clay, they've combined that 3-ball where they've hit 13 for the Ramblers with points in the paint. His night has been tremendous. You saw Tate Hall get the drive. 26 in the paint for Loyola, just 14 for the Panthers. They've hit them from every spot.
Northern Iowa team that's lost only twice since Christmas, and they have been running uphill since the opening tip. Green, good baseline pass to Kimmons. Antoine Kimmons missed it. Again, well defended. Still a lot of time left in this game for UNI to make a run.
Well, they have no rhythm at the offensive end because of the aggressiveness of Loyola defensively.
Oh, what a pass. Ugwak, great patience. Good feet from Johnson.
Middle ball screen. Ugwak with the rim dive.
13 for a here. And it's a 10-0 run again for the Ramblers. Deep 3. Burhow missed poorly.
That's not going to do it.
There was a foul and a push underneath on Lucas Williamson. Didn't like the call. That's his second.
Trying to get position for the rebound. But those deep 3s by Northern Iowa, that's not going to get them back in this. They've got to make stops. Noah Carter back in the game. Carter still scoreless for Northern Iowa.
And he lost the dribble and he turned it over. It's been an awful day for Noah Carter.
He's had some huge games for the Panthers.
What was that game against Valpo? How many did he have against Valparaiso earlier this year? I want to say 33. Does that sound right?
Yeah, 33 when A.J. Green was out with COVID protocol. Well, he hit 5 triples in that game also, but a goose egg for Carter today.
2 quick baskets for Ugwak here in the last couple of trips. Burhow gets that floater to go.
Looked like he got away with an extra step, Burhow, but they'll take the points. Loyola looks extremely confident at the offensive end.
Johnson dribbles it off his foot, turns it over. He's getting some extensive playing time here today, in part because of foul trouble, in part because of the score. But it's always good to see a player like Johnson, you know, get some significant minutes in a game like this.
Well, he's a freshman. He's only played in a total of 6 games prior to this, and has totaled 7 points for Ty Johnson. Made some great passes today for Loyola. Trying to run Green off some staggered screens on the baseline.
Here's another deep three that goes nowhere. It'll stay with Northern Iowa with 8:27 to play.
And Kimmon's not known as a three-point shooter, launched the deep three. Extra possession here for the Panthers.
It's Drew Valentine doing a great job in his first year as head coach. Just 30 years old, the youngest head coach in the country.
Athletic Director Steve Watson, great job on that hire. It was an easy decision for him.
Green is fouled by Ugwak. Green wanted the foul earlier in that possession, didn't get the call, but he finally is able to draw the contact. And that's the 3rd foul on Ahir Ugwak. Drew Valentine. What were you doing when you were 30 years old? Do you remember? It's been a while.
I think I might have been coaching a junior high team. He is the youngest coach in Division I basketball, Drew Valentine.
And a bright young man. He wants to be known as a great recruiter. That was the first thing he said. And that's why Porter Morsher's teams were so good, because he was in charge of recruiting.
And also he said, you know, he feels the pressure. Other young black assistants trying to get that first big job, but he has to be successful.
Norris with a great dime to Schwieger. Count rolls off, and that was a good look for Heisey.
Well, everything with Northern Iowa is one-on-one at the offensive end. It gets some ball movement side to side, and then the penetration.
Tipped away by Carter. Northern Iowa down 25 points. Tipped in, finally a deuce for Noah Carter.
His first bucket for Carter.
You know, he was streaky last year. He has been certainly more consistent this year, but today hasn't been his day.
Had 23 in that win at Drake, the overtime win. Got in foul trouble early in this game and never recovered, Noah Carter.
That's going to go to Northern Iowa with 7 minutes to play. Drew Valentine, disgusted look on his face there, but really he should be smiling.
Well, they've had a number of assists, and there you can see Schwieger, the three-point player, three-point shooter, gets a punch through for the Ramblers.
Lucas Williamson, the reigning Valley Player of the Week, having himself a day again. He's got 16 points.
He has been tremendous from the perimeter, Williamson. And on the drive, he scored at the rim, and he has knocked in deep threes. Williamson was 16. He's 4 of 8 from distance.
And Ahir Ugwak has also contributed nicely on the offensive end with 15 points. These are 2 guys that are arguably 1 and 2 as far as defenders in the Missouri Valley Conference, but they're getting it done on the offensive end today.
Both elite defenders, both the all-defensive team last year in the Valley. Williamson, the Defensive Player of the Year. Ugwak, all defense. They were showing their offensive abilities here today.
And what they have done defensively against A.J. Green here in the second half is really admirable.
They've defended without fouling, Clay. He's only been the free throw line 2 times, A.J. Green. Usually he's paying rent. He's there so much.
He's got a couple of points here in the second half, but they both came at the line. No field goals. Heisey, nice cut on the baseline. UNI needs more of that in a hurry.
The delivery by Carter. They make any run, they have to make stops. Starting right now on this possession.
Schwieger takes Green in deep and then shuffled his feet and turns it over with 6:20 left.
It's an ISO play. They used it for Lucas Williamson earlier when he got the shovel pass tonight. That time, Schwieger on the ISO pulled the pivot foot, and out some three-quarter court zone pressure from Drew Valentine. Back to man.
Carter skips it across, and it's picked off by Williamson. That is the 11th turnover for the Panthers today.
Loyola's defense kept the Panthers guessing. That time, Carter thought a double was coming.
Good pass, Hall. Behind the back, dumped it off for Ugwak.
How many times have we seen that dribble drive to the left and the bounce pass to the five-man by Loyola? Great success today with that play.
20 assists for Loyola today. 5 for Northern Iowa. That also in a nutshell tells you how this has gone today.
20 assists on 32 made field goals for the Ramblers.
Schwieger down on the floor. Good hustle there by the Ramblers' first-year player. $23-point lead for Loyola. They've led by as many as 27. What a baseline move around Green. Williamson has won that battle most of the day.
Crossover, little shimmy and shake by Lucas Williamson.
Nate Heise in deep, draws the contact with 4:44 to go. On the next ACC Big 12 Monday doubleheader is a good one. Virginia Tech at 7. And then we're going to take you to Allen Fieldhouse for Kansas and Oklahoma State, both games on ESPN.
KU on that 2-seed line for Joe Lunardi.
Yeah. We had a chance to talk to Joey Brackets in the first half, and he broke down the Valley for us. Things are starting to look pretty good for Loyola at this point. This is a loss that's going to hurt UNI for sure.
Well, as Joey Brackett said, they were one of the last 4 byes, this Loyola team, along with San Francisco, and they had that game on the neutral site. Big help for Loyola.
Is it safe to say that Northern Iowa is going to have to win the tournament?
Yes.
And for Loyola, they've got perhaps a chance to get an at-large, but
they're building a good resume.
Yeah,
this game will certainly help them.
They're going to be at Valpo on Wednesday. As you look at their resume, that net at 31 is not too shabby.
Quad 1 record 2-2. Overall, they are 4-5 in quad 1s and quad 2s, and they do have a quad 2 game left when they go play McLeod Center at Northern Iowa.
Said they're going to be at Valpo on Wednesday. They needed a couple of overtimes to beat the Beacons here at Gentile in January. And then they're going to host Drake on Saturday. The schedule pretty tough last couple of weeks, really, for both these teams.
Well, that's life in the Valley, Clay. This is the most parity we've seen at the top of the Valley. Bradley making a big run right now. Their win over Drake yesterday. Of course, they beat the Ramblers last week. Well, watch out for the Braves. Brian Wardle always has that team ready to go when you head to St. Louis. The Braves punched their ticket in 2019 and 2020.
Kimmons finds Pickford streaking to the hoop. First basket for Pickford here in the second half. Yeah, I would say Bradley, behind Northern Iowa coming into this game today, was the hottest team in the league, as Kimmons is called for the foul with 3:22 to go. We're going to step aside. Loyola cruising toward a win here in league play in February.
May sound mad, but Kentucky isn't heating up. They're on fire. And exacting revenge means taking down a rival.
When these two teams get together, it just means more.
Number 5 Kentucky, number 19 Tennessee. Tuesday at 9 on ESPN.
Clay Matvick, Kevin Lehman back here at the Gentile Center, and their sister Jean, the team chaplain at Loyola for the last 28 years.
The best sixth person in the Valley, Sister Jean. She's been through 2 pandemics, 102 years young.
Oh, I had a little chat with her at halftime, Kevin, and she said, you need to get to confession. She said, you're way, way overdue.
I think I told you the story that she knew the nuns that taught me at St. Mary's Elementary. They're all in the same order, the BVMs in Iowa City, Iowa. My favorite story about Sister Jean is she taught Bob Hope's son.
Get out of here.
Yes. Can't make that one up.
T.Y. Johnson picking up that foul. That's going to send Heisey to the line. This has been one of those games where Northern Iowa has been to the line far too few times, and this is the second best free throw shooting team in the Missouri Valley.
Well, if you look at their wins, they have dominated teams at the line. They're averaging 16 made free throws a game in Valley play. Loyola has defended without fouling today.
22-point lead with under 3 minutes to go as Northern Iowa is going to start using some reserves. Coming into the game here is James Betts, who has seen his playing time diminish from last year. Northern Iowa's got to think about their next game. They're at Illinois State on Tuesday. Then they've got a 5-day layoff. T.Y. Johnson, and that's a roar from the crowd again. Doesn't see a lot of PT.
He's had a good game today, Johnson. That's a move that they work on at Loyola. They call it the Villanova move. You drive, pivot, spin. Johnson made it look easy.
Drew Valentine ready to empty his bench as well. Kimmons had it blocked by St. Thomas. Well, our ACC-SEC Super Tuesday doubleheader features Wake Forest and Duke, ranked number 7 in the country at Cameron Indoor. Then number 5 Kentucky against number 19 Tennessee. And anytime Kentucky plays, all eyes will be on Oscar Tshiebwe. He's a double-double machine. He's got 18 on the year. Hey! Will Alcock. He has not played much this year. He hits a 3 from the wing.
But he does do a podcast with Cameron Krutwig.
Oh, still?
Yes, still.
Senior from Zionsville, Indiana. The crowd roaring when he hit that triple. It's great to see these reserves get some minutes, especially in conference play. Just a dominating performance from the Ramblers in a game that meant so much. And these two teams will meet again in less than 2 weeks in Cedar Falls. Alcock tried to save it, stepped on the line with 1:14 to go.
Loyola came out of the gate fast, knocking in threes. Ugwak and Williamson. Panthers back on their heels, never able to recover.
Remember when this team came into the league? Gentile Arena was not a tough place to play. Let's admit it, but it certainly is now.
Well, my son's an '09 graduate of Loyola. It was an afterthought when he was in school here, basketball.
And of course,
now if I mention his name, Calvin Lehman on air, his phone lights up.
Of course, Loyola's headed to the A-10 next year, and they are going to be missed. But I'll tell you, the Valley, Kevin, is looking good for next year with Belmont coming in, with the University of Illinois at Chicago coming in. Murray State will be a part of the Missouri Valley next year.
Murray State with a net right now in the mid-20s. They're rolling through the Ohio Valley Conference. 13 in a row.
T.Y. Johnson Can't finish at the rim. Tracked down here by Schwieger. 30 seconds to go. The Ramblers are going to improve to 19-5. They're going to get their 10th win in the league. At 10-3, they will be in first, all alone again, a half game ahead of Northern Iowa.
Well, we heard Sister Jean's opening prayer, and her last statement was, the Ramblers need to win, so they're back in first place in the Valley. She was asking for some help from above. In the last trip for Northern Iowa to the Gentile Arena with Loyola as a members of the Valley.
And the way the last 3 or 4 games have gone, I think they're happy about that, quite honestly. It has been tough going in this place for the Panthers.
Well, not only for the Panthers, Clay, everyone in this league has had a difficult time. As you mentioned, this will be their 40th win in the last 44 games.
Swatted out of there by St. Thomas. That does it. A convincing 27-point win over first place Northern Iowa. 8th straight win at home against the Panthers. Drew Valentine and the Ramblers get it done in convincing fashion here at Gentile. We're going to step aside. We'll talk to the winning team when we come back. (85-58) the final. There's Drew Valentine and Lucas Williamson. Big smiles on their face as they win it here at home today over Northern Iowa and regain first place in the Missouri Valley Conference. It was just an outstanding effort, especially from three-point range for Loyola.
Well, Lucas Williamson came out of the gate strong for Loyola. Williamson ended up with 18. He hit 4 of his triples. They put Northern Iowa back on their heels. Williamson, 7 of 13 overall. He's also got 6 assists in her, Clay, as outstanding all-round game for Lucas Williamson. And they kept A.J. Green off the free throw line, which is one of their goals coming in this game.
Williamson, 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3 to finish with 18 points to lead Loyola. Let's talk to Drew Valentine, the head coach for the Ramblers. In recent games, Coach, you've lost 3 of 7 coming into this one, but you were right on track today from the opening get-go. What did you think about the way your team came out to play today?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I want to thank our fans for coming out on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, I know that's something to take away from what we got going on here. But I thought our team just fed off of the energy that our crowd was able to give us today. I thought our seniors and our leaders, they had the mentality of this was a championship game, and they came out, competed. Ahir Uglak stepped into some nice threes early, and I think that gave our whole team confidence. And our leaders just did such a great job in practice coming up to this game, and then during this game of keeping us on it, keeping us on edge.
Well, Coach, talk about the defense on A.J. Green. Now, he got 20, but they weren't an easy 20, and he only got the free throw line 2 times.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 shots, I talked to our team, this isn't A.J. Green's not a player where, he makes a shot and you go, my bad, because anytime you make a mistake, he cashes in on it. And I thought we made a couple mistakes. I thought we were a little passive to start the game when he hit those first 2 threes. I thought we turned it up. He got free on a couple switches late in the half, but we just tried to make it hard on him. We talked about that earlier, Rich. We know AJ is gonna, he's such a good player. He's gonna hit some, but if he can be inefficient and we can make him work hard, I think he got a little tired at the end of the game. He's a little short on some shots, so that's all we were trying to do, is just try to make him work really hard. We've got, I think, the best defender in the country, even though, from a national perspective, he's not perceived that way. But Lucas Williamson on him, who I think is the best defensive player in the country.
Coach, you had that disappointing loss at Bradley. What was your message to the team after that loss? That led to this great performance today.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in control of our own destiny. There's a couple games that you're going to have. I have a veteran coach on my staff, Dan Hipsher, and he talks, about, there's a couple games, every season where you play so good, no matter who you play, you're going to win. And there's also, games, no matter how good you play, you're going to lose. And so I thought that was one of those games. Got to give Bradley credit. They're a really good team. They're so hot. I mean, they just beat Drake again last night. They're a really good team. They're playing with a lot of confidence and swagger. But again, I thought, our team, we're in control of our own destiny. And, that's a powerful thing, is when you're in control of your own destiny, or when you're in control of how you prepare, your mentality, your confidence level during the game, you're in a really good spot. So that was the main message to the team coming in today. And I thought we came out with a lot of confidence, swagger, intensity, and we played with a championship edge.
All right, Coach, you're at Valpo on Wednesday. Then you've got Drake in here next Saturday. It's going to be an interesting race to the finish here in the Missouri Valley, as you know. I know this is your first year as head coach, but you've been in this league long enough to know that this is going to be a fight to the end.
It is. It is. This league, I mean, the coaches are so good. The players are so good and talented. And, it's just a battle every night, like you said.
Well, go enjoy it, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Coach.
There goes Drew Valentine, one day ahead of Valentine's Day. And let's look at some of the numbers here for his stars, Williamson and Ugwak. Look at the offense, but what you can't see on there, Kevin, is the defense that they played today.
Well, those two are elite defenders for this Rambler team, and they hang their hat at the defense team. They were outstanding offensive today, but their pride in stopping teams, and they put Northern Iowa back on their heels early in this game, and the Panthers never were able to recover.
Lucas, we want to talk to you especially this time of year because you've got so much going on off the court. But first, let's talk about on the court. What about the game today? Talk about your team's effort.
Yeah, I mean, we came out with the right mentality, I thought. We knew, this game was for first place. We knew the stakes of this game. And we just wanted to come out and make a statement early, set the tone early, and that's what we ended up doing tonight.
Well, Lucas, I talked to you earlier today about how much you improved your three-point shot. And, your assistant coach talked about how much time you spent in the gym working on that jump shot. It certainly showed today for you.
Yeah, I mean, practice makes perfect. I knew when I made the decision to come back that I wanted to leave this university with a bang. So I just, confident. My confidence comes from my preparation, and all off season long I was in the gym trying to get ready for moments like today.
Lucas, congratulations on the win. Congratulations, by the way, on the Loyola project. I know you're very proud of that.
Thank you so much, and I hope everybody gets a chance to go out and watch.
All right, Lucas Williamson, part of a big win for Loyola today over Northern Iowa, back in first place in the Missouri Valley Conference. It was an impressive win from start to finish, 85-58 the final. For Kevin Lehman and our entire crew on Playmatic, saying thanks for watching this presentation on ESPN. John and John in the studio on the other side of this break. So long, everybody.